All right, let's bring in our guest for today to discuss. CUNY Professor of Law Jeffrey Lachs and New York State Assemblyman Ari Brown and New York State Senator Bill Weber. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on. Jeffrey, I'm going to start with you.
Thank you.
I've been meaning to have you on the show for a while now. We've had these discussions a couple months ago about what is going on in the classrooms at every level of education across the country. What do you think sparked this, and who's behind it?
Well, who's behind it are the Marxist unions and faculty members that have a relationship of convenience with the radical Islamists. The only thing Marxists have in common with radical Islamists is that they want the destruction of America. And the Jews are just the low-hanging fruit. We're the first ones to get knocked off. What they really want is the destruction of Western culture, America, etc. That's where this all comes from. I've seen this up close and personal almost on a daily basis where I work. So I know who these people are, and I know that they're working together.
Senator, what have you observed while all this is going on, and what do you think people should know?
Well, we continue to see the troubling pictures and videos coming out of college campuses throughout New York State. Senators out of Long Island and I met down at Columbia University last Friday. We had a press conference to talk about the concerning incidents that continue on college campuses, really calling for the president of Columbia University to come to Albany and become accountable for the actions that she allowed happen at that campus.
Assemblyman, why is it so important to get out in front of this, to stop this and really correct, which just seems to be indoctrination on our college campuses?
Well, very, very simply. You're showing on the screen right now in the draping President Washington in Arab garb and PLO shawl, Palestinian shawl. It's time to put an end to this nonsense. The Hebrew word, we have this Hebrew word called abracadabra. That's where they got it from the book. Abarakadabra. I will build and create as I speak. Words mean something. And these words, the destruction of the Jewish people in Israel, there's got to be some repercussions for it. If I said that, if I don't use the right pronouns, you go to jail. But when you call for the genocide of the Jews, it doesn't mean anything. That's why the senator and I put together this bill that will punish these kids where it hurts, their scholarships.
Yeah, Senator Weber, as Assemblyman Brown just mentioned, you're both sponsoring the Combating Campus Anti-Semitism Act. Tell us a little bit more about it and why you think it was so important to do right now beyond the obvious.
Sure. Well, thank you for allowing us to really introduce this piece of legislation to the public out there that may not know about it. It's common sense legislation. It basically says that any student who knowingly engages in anti-Semitic activities that really causes danger or harm or incites violence will be prohibited from receiving tuition assistance from state taxpayers, up to nearly $5,600 for most students in this state. People have a right to protest. People have the right to say things up to a point. The taxpayers don't need to fund that hate, and that this bill will prevent anyone knowingly engaged in those activities to be prohibited from receiving state tax dollars that are assistance called the TAP program. So we're thrilled to carry that legislation. We're hoping that it will garner support. Right now, it's being bottled up in the Higher Education Committee run by Senator Stavinsky, and we hope that the pressure will be put on her to move this bill to the floor. And I know my counterpart in the Assembly will do the same to try and get it through the committees in the Assembly so that we can get it to the governor's desk, because this is common sense legislation that I think everybody can get behind and should be able to get behind as well.
Jeffrey, we got 20 seconds here. You told me that at these meetings, some of these education meetings, they call each other comrade. Can you expand on that?
They truly are Marxists. And, one tenet of Marxism is the annihilation of Judaism and all of religion. Remember, Marxists call religion the opiate of the masses. So it's not just Jews they're coming after. They're coming after Christians, too. They're coming after all religions. And yes, they refer to each other as comrade, not as a joke, not to be silly. They are quite serious. That's how they refer to each other in emails they send each other and at union meetings. They are true, dyed-in-the-wool Marxists.
Wow. All right, gentlemen, we're going to have to leave it there. We appreciate your insights and also, again, common sense legislation. So we wish you luck there. Assemblyman Brown, Senator Weber, and Professor Lachs, thanks so much.
Thanks for having us. We're going to keep fighting. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.